welcome to my second trimester update. It's long overdue because I had been putting it off for a while now, because I wanted to capture the right emotions that I felt during my second trimester. And I just a minute. The fan was on, so I felt like maybe the fan would add a bit of audio, which I didn't want. So anyway, like I said, as I was saying, I wanted to capture the right kind of emotions because the first trimester video that I made was kind of bland, because that was the emotions, those were the emotions that I felt at that time. My second trimester was a bliss, so I wanted to capture my exact feelings. And so I put it off for a while now because I wanted the right outfit, I wanted the right feelings and everything right for me to kind of do this, but it never really, it's never a good time in a manner of speaking. So I was like, you know what, you've put this off long enough, just, sorry, I saw something on the floor. So just do it. Okay, I am officially in the third trimester now. It's been weeks since sorry, I got distracted by a work message. Yeah, so what was I saying? Right, I'm officially in the third trimester now. It's been 3 weeks since I'm in the third trimester. But here is my beautiful bump. Okay, so third trimester, the growth is a lot. So yeah, I'm growing a lot. So you can just see maybe till here would have been the growth in the second trimester. So this is my baby. In the first look, you can see how huge I am, right? I'm super duper huge, and my navel has it's protruding outside, and then my linea niagara line is quite dark, and it kind of spreads around here, which is the only part that I don't like about the linea niagara. I do not mind this line. Like I said, I've had it before, and this one I never really observed whether I had or not, but it has definitely gone darker, both of them. But this is it kind of looks ugly. So but anyway, my baby is worth it, and I really don't mind. So this is me officially done with my second trimester. So cover that up, pull the pants in. It looks funny now, doesn't it? Anyway, so I had to go and watch the first trimester video to know what exactly it is that I recorded, and when I was watching it, I was reliving those emotions, of tiredness, nausea, and well, basically those two, and then loss of appetite. Those were the feelings that I felt. But after recording that, a week later, I was already better. So the second trimester starts in the 4th month of pregnancy. So that is about like 13 weeks, 13th week it starts. And I was at that time living with my parents. And right now I am in my home, and I've never really gone back to my parents' house since then. Maybe for visit a couple of times, but otherwise I have not gone and stayed a night or anything. So my second trimester, once the second trimester started, I came because I gained my appetite again, and my nausea basically went away, and I wanted to eat a lot of things, a variety of things. And then I wanted to, since I was feeling better, I wanted to be with my husband and my dog. So I basically said, okay, that's it, I'm moving back, I'm feeling much better, thank you mom for taking care of me, but really I need to be with my family right now. So I remember the exact day that I started feeling better. In the first trimester, I lost 2.5 kgs because since I did not have an appetite, I would hardly eat this much of rice, 2 idlis, maybe 1.5 dosa. It was really bad for me because I would not feel hungry at all, and I would drink just water and survive on that. And then my mom would force feed me pomegranates and sabjis and whatnot. Oh my god, it was a terrible time for me. But I usually don't complain about my mom's cooking. That means I do complain about others cooking, but not my mom's. And I just, eat, like take my time and I eat. If I cannot, that's when I throw it out. But anyway, post, like, going back to the time that I felt better, it was the time in the morning. I think it was a weekday or weekend, I don't remember. My mom had made idli and I took 2 idlis as usual, and I started eating, and I didn't feel the same feelings I used to feel when I was, in the first trimester. I was like, oh, this is good, I like it. And then the minute I was done with the second idli, and I kind of drank water, and I was like, okay, let me go put the plate in the sink or for wash. And I'm like, no, because I want more. I actually want more idlis. And then I'm like, okay. And then I went ahead to took 2 idlis just to be safe. I finished them, went for the third serving, took 2 more idlis, and I ate all of them. And then I drank a glass of milk. And then after that, I felt normal. Like, no nausea, no nothing. My appetite was a little better than before, like when I was not pregnant, because I had like 6 idlis. And then I was just really good. And then even at work, usually when my colleagues call, they'll be like, "Ah, my three, how are you? Are you doing fine?" And I'm like, "I'm doing awesome. Tell me what do you want from me?" And my work kind of, I did a lot of work. I was basically back to being normal. So then I called Shank and I'm like, dude, I'm feeling awesome. Take me back home. So my doctor said, don't, if it's possible for you to travel only by four-wheelers, then travel only by four-wheelers. Cool. So my parents lend us their car for, daily use or whatever. So we have been using it since then. So I started traveling. I told Shag, like, I'm feeling much better. Let me move back. So we brought back everything, all my closets, my work laptop, personal laptop, whatever electronics I had taken along, and then my chair, everything we brought back. It was like 3 distinct journeys my husband had to make, all the way from the car to the house, because I had carried so many things. Not at all guilty, because your girl needs to be comfortable all the time. So we came back, and after that, what? Okay, the fourth month I was fine, but when I woke up, I would be very dizzy. Like, I would feel dizzy, but that was only in the morning half. After that, immediately I would feel better. So my doctor said, you have to have milk. So Shang started forcing me to have milk, and I had to scream at him not to give me sugar. And so just milk I would have, and then I would feel bad, worse, and then get really better. And then the rest of the day just went normally. So fourth, fifth, and sixth month was brilliant. Only the fourth month I struggled. After that, I was all good, and my work kind of resumed normally. But the only thing is, I would always wake up late. I did not bother getting up early, to do home chores, nothing. I was like, I'm not doing anything. And nobody even questions here. They're like, oh, she's pregnant, you're not supposed to say anything. So they kind of pampered me even more than they should have, because I started taking advantage of that. So I would not do any home chores. I would get up when I want, and I would, take bath and then come back, eat my breakfast, because it was exactly that time. Eat breakfast, and Shank would be done with his puja, and then he will come over and then just, do it. Now, bodily changes was that there was like until I turned 5 months, I couldn't feel any movements at all. I was just growing big, but when you're pregnant in the second trimester, you don't really have a peace of mind, even though your mood is better, you're physically also better, because the doctor tells you that you're supposed to get some scans. Like, you get a 16-week scan, then you get a 20-week scan, then you get a 24-week scan, and it comes as either or. For instance, you get 16 and or 18 and the 24th week scan, or you get the 20-week scan. So this is basically called this and that. They're called the early anomaly scan and the late anomaly scan. If you choose to get only one, then it is the 20-week scan, which is anomaly scan. So this is the stage, 16, between 16 to 24 weeks is when you basically find out if everything is okay with the baby. That is when the organs are growing. Like the baby is only this small, I mean even smaller than this, like really small, but the organs would have already been developed. So at that time you can find out if the baby's heart is fine, lungs are fine, intestines, kidney, liver, the brain, everything is fine. And the 16 weeks scan, they find out this thing. This is called the nose bridge, which tells if the baby or the fetus is having Down syndrome or not. If there is no nose bridge, that means it has Down syndrome. And then you make a decision whether you want to go ahead with the pregnancy or terminate it. I know it's very hard to hear, but people don't usually want I do not want to get political here, but whoever I have spoken to, they don't want a Down syndrome child, so they go ahead with termination. And if the growth of the organs are not good, the doctors suggest that you terminate your pregnancy. One of my co-pregnant women unfortunately had to terminate her pregnancy because her child didn't have the proper growth in, I think, one of the limbs and one of the organs. That was very scary for me. So I even though my mood was better, I didn't have any mood swings, even though physically I was doing fine, because I could jump, I could run if I wanted to, but I was very conscious and I wouldn't do either of those physical activities. And I was feeling much better. I've actually danced. Like, I don't like dancing, was more of a mood provider than a cardio, as I saw it at that time. So yeah, and at that time I was not even taking so much breath as I have, but it started at the later stage of the second trimester. Anyway, like I said, my work was doing well as well. I did a lot of good things and stuff. Like I did good job. Basically, I was available for my team. I logged in early, I logged off at the right time, and everything, which I couldn't achieve in the first trimester. What else? Yeah, so once you cross those hurdles, like your scans go well, which in my case was all good, thanks to Krishna. Everything was fine with my baby. And after that starts your third trimester. Once you finish your second trimester, this starts. So you take a lot of breath. You cannot talk continuously. You walk and then you're immediately like drawing breath. And you also cannot like sit comfortably. That is why I had to get a donut pillow, because my pelvis bone started hurting a lot. I was comfortable otherwise, but once, because the weight is more. Oh, coming to the weight part, you're definitely increasing weight, but your gynecologist advises you to keep a check on that. My gynecologist has basically warned me to not gain weight, which means I have to walk a lot, I have to do some yoga poses and stretches, which I'm not doing, which is bad. I should, because that would help me with the normal pregnancy. And the pressure kind of starts from the minute you enter the 5th month, that okay, normal pregnancy, do this, do that, and stuff like that. So in second trimester, I ate whatever I wanted. I've had pizza, I've had pasta, I've had French fries and wraps and everything. And I even cooked. Like, I cooked and I ate because my mood was that good. I was awesome. I was just normal. That is why second trimester is a bliss. Honestly, there's nothing that can go wrong in the second trimester. You feel awesome. And your hair, oh my god, you're constantly taking calcium and iron tablets, like it's a must. And your hair, I have not had hair breakage at all. Like, it is awesome. Look at my volume, look at my length. My hair has grown a lot. And when I comb my hair, curly hair, you're not supposed to, but anyway I do, because right now I cannot use any new products that I want. So I just go ahead and comb out my hair because I don't want it on my face all the time. And there's no breakage. I see like maybe 1 or 2 hair follicles, and I'm like, that's it? Like, this is so new. But it's gonna change drastically once I deliver, because I'm gonna have so much hair fall. But I really am mentally prepared for that, because this is not me, this is all the medicine that I'm getting as supplements for the baby. Okay, next is your relatives are gonna basically force you to eat so much. Like, I don't really like nuts, but my gynecologist and my relatives are basically just forcing nuts down my throat. And dates, I don't like dates, I have to have that because it has iron content, and a few other vegetables and stuff. Like, my mom gave me so much pomegranate in the first trimester that I basically started hating it in my second. So Shang could, try to do something, and he would feed me and stuff like that. One not interesting, disgusting thing about the second trimester is, as the baby is growing, you can physically feel the baby's growth. Like, I just woke up. See, I see myself naked every single day, but I don't really realize how much my baby bump has grown. So, when it was just like a day I just woke up and I'm like, oh my god, I'm huge. So I feel that. And because your baby is growing during the second trimester, you're gonna be peeing much more often in the second trimester. So I basically peed every 1.5 hours when I'm awake, every 1.5 hours, and I would pee about 1.5 hours to 3 hours when I'm sleeping. If I'm in a deep sleep, it would be like a jerk, and I would wake up and I would be like, oh, I have to pee, and I would, get up. Otherwise, if I'm not in deep sleep, again, every 1.5 hours to 2 hours, I get up and pee. And forget dry panties, because that's not even a concept you're gonna be aware of for a long time, because your panty is going to be damp all the fucking time. So once I started my 5th month, yeah, after I was 4 months pregnant, I would find my panty damp all the time. I'm like, why am I damp? Like, the hell? But then I found out that as the baby is growing, there's pressure put on urethra, and it cannot hold, like, your bladder cannot hold the pee. So let's say you go achoo, you pee. And you cough, you pee, you laugh, you pee. So either keep going to the washroom, or they get used to damp underwear. I always used to take bath twice a day, so to me it was not a problem. I would get up at, say, 8ish, 7:30ish, and I would take bath again in the evening at 5:30 to 6. So I had 2 sets of clothes and underwears that I would use. So otherwise, I think you can get infection down there, and to prevent you, and the susceptibility of you getting an infection is really high. So you need to get TT injections. So I got 2 TT injections during my second trimester, well, many weeks apart, because I also, sorry, battery low. Always, my phone always has low battery. And I also got my booster injection during my second trimester. After taking that, after an hour, I kind of fainted because I was very weak. Whatever, not a big deal, I was fine after that. Yeah, so that is that. Otherwise, it's brilliant, except for the scan part, which is scary, and other things, like damp. Oh, and you have to poop so many times. You poop so many times. Oh god, I used to poop once a day, and I was very proud of that. And Shang poops like whenever he wants, and I used to judge him for that. And look at me now. I poop minimum 3 times a day, and maximum I poop like 6 times a day. And one more weird part is that you poop and then you come back and you just like sit for like 10 minutes and you want to pee again. Like, I just went to the washroom, why again? No, that's how it is. Go pee and come back. And at night, this I think I've expressed in the first trimester. If I get up and pee in the middle of the night, which is multiple times now, I will have to drink water and only then sleep. If I sleep, I get up to drink water and come back. So it's a vicious cycle. It's a triangle. Pee, drink water, sleep. pee, drink water, sleep. So you don't have an option of even just sleeping for 5 hours straight or anything. Nope, not at all. Forget what is sleep. I don't know. But it's not that bad as so many reels. I've seen so many reels and people making videos about how terrible they are and they cannot sleep. But I have not been, touch wood, where is that? It's not been that bad for me. In the first trimester, since I was very new to it, I would come back and stay awake because oh my god, my sleep got disturbed. But eventually even in the first trimester I kind of got used to it, but in the second trimester I kind of perfected it because I would basically be peeing and then I would keep what is that? I'd keep my eyes closed. I would actually still be in sleep, and it was fine. It's very rare, like maybe once in 15 days or twice in 15 days at max, that I would get up and then I can't go back to sleep. That happens very, very not often to me. But otherwise, sleep is pretty good. I sleep about 8 hours, sometimes 9 hours a day. And Shank is very sweet. He doesn't wake me up at all. It's like, jo karna hai karo. Your life, your body, do whatever you want. So that's kind of cool. And one more thing is that you will start craving for food in the middle of the night. Either you have a really good dinner and then sleep through the night, or you have a not a satisfying dinner and then you get up in the middle of the night, like at 12, 1, 2 sometimes, and you have to have something. So I used to get up again. It was in the 4th and 5th month that I did this a lot, that I would get up, and not every day, mind you, just once a week or once in 2 weeks, that I would not have a proper dinner. So I would get up and I would basically have like a cucumber or some sweets or whatever is there in the fridge. So Shank would basically, chop vegetables or fruits for me and keep, so that I get up and have that. So sweet of him. Most of the times I would wake him up and he would also oblige and get up because like I came from my parents' home here, so I was pretending like I was not comfortable in my own home, and I was like, oh, treat me like a princess and all that, full on drama queen. But anyway, after that he's like, you can do it on your own, I need to sleep. And okay, fine, whatever. Sometimes I would put a story on my Instagram like, should I wake him up? Should I be a jerk and wake him up? But yeah. After that I kind of perfected it, that I know how much I have to eat and then not to get up and eat, because I hate that. I would have brushed my teeth and then I would eat again. Like, what is the freaking use of it? So I stopped brushing my teeth for many weeks at night, because I'm like, I'm not gonna get up again and eat. Why even bother brushing the teeth? So that was that. What else? I know I am missing something. Oh, that's another thing. Your memory. Yeah, you're gonna start like, what is your name? That happened with a colleague of mine. I'm like, who are you? Oh yeah. They kind of get offended. I've already told my teammates, like, dude, my pregnancy brain has started, so if I forget that you've given me a task, delegated, just remind me once, because you're going to be doing both of us a favor. So I don't fit into so many of my clothes, and I didn't think it would be a big problem until I had to start wearing sari. None of my blouses fit. There's only like one blouse right now that fits, and I have an inclination that another blouse which is at my parents' house will fit me. Otherwise, it's like, I'm huge, right? I'm huge. Look, my boobs have also gotten bigger. You cannot see that in comparison, but my boobs are huge. They are huge as well. Oh, and you will start seeing secretion from your nipples, and nipple areas also will start itching. It depends on you how you want to manage it. There are nipple creams available, you can put that on. I never tried it. And the minute you start your second trimester, start wearing pregnancy cream for your stretch marks. So far you can see I'm right now 6 months pregnant, and I don't have any stretch marks, so that is good. I only have Lana Niagara, but I do not have stretch marks. So there's a funny story with stretch marks as well. I started using bio oil in my first trimester, and Shan kind of brought this up to the gynecologist, and she's like, "You don't need it now," because at that time I was kind of fat, and so I was like, okay, and I stopped it. And bio oil is very costly, and it is an oil, so it basically just lingers on your skin, which I hate. I do not like oil on any of my skins, right? Irony, because I have oily skin. Anyway, so I stopped using it. I'm like, okay, good, but it's so freaking costly. I kind of, by that time I had used 1.5 bottles, so the total worth must be somewhere around 500 bucks. And now after my 20-week scan, she said, "Are you using stretch marks?" And I'm like, "Stretch marks cream?" And I'm like, "Nope." And she's like, "Well, you should use." I'm like, "What do you suggest?" And she gave Prega cream. I love it. It's a cream, so it's like a lotion, so you put that on. And I don't have problems with lotion, but it's very costly as well, and like I have to put everywhere, right? So I felt like it was not enough. Like I felt like it was, I'm gonna be like done with this tube in a week's time, which I did not want to. So in India we believe that if you put coconut oil, it's better. So I put coconut oil every day. So since I don't like oil on my skin, what I do is I take bath and then I put oil on all these areas. So my underarm is like, I have dark underarms, and there are so many theories, but right now I cannot work on any of them. So I used to put lotion and I would feel better and there would be less odor, but then again lotion. So I was like, okay, put oil. So I put oil on my underarms and then on my boobs area, because these also are stretching and getting bigger, and then all over my stomach area, like all the way, even at the in the back, because you get stretch marks even here, but right now I don't, like you can see. So I put all over here, and I even put in my genital area, because I used to put lotion there every day because mine gets dry there a lot in my bikini area and my vaginal area. So I put oil there and then I just wait for a few seconds. I don't even have to wait actually, because the oil just lingers on your skin, but as a dry component or something, I don't know, it's just moisturized, it's not wet. So then I rinse off with water, pat myself dry, then I come and wear Pregna cream only on this area. So this one, because this is where the stretch marks will come, and then all the way to the top, because I want as much as this Lina Niagara to go. If you're seeing this white, it's just tilak, because I wear tilak all over my body. The 12 places become because I'm a Krishna devotee. And yeah, I just wear here and here. I'm pretty sure that you can either talk to your gynecologist about where to put the pregnancy cream, but you kind of figure it out because you know, and you will start getting itching feelings everywhere. Because I put oil, I don't get as much, but otherwise you will get. Don't scratch, that's like the worst thing you can do, because the marks will be permanent after that. Keep your area really moisturized. If you don't like oil, you don't want to put coconut oil, totally fine, put pregnancy oil, but you have to put the pregnancy cream. Well, you can talk to the gynecologist. Bio oil every 4 hours or something. Pregna cream, I would say every 2 hours. But since mine is always moisturized because of coconut oil, I didn't have to. So I kind of put twice in a day, but I don't miss even a day. Sometimes I forget. I take bath, I forget. I go back to the bathroom and do that, because I cannot not have a moisturized, the stomach area, because it will start itching and you don't want to entertain the itches. You don't want to do that. No, absolutely not. I used to have nails, and I used to scratch a little bit when I wanted. Then I just chewed up my nails. Actually, it was for work. When I'm tensed, I chew up my nails. But now I'm fine. I mean, either is fine. But once I'm in the 9th month, I will not have nails at all, well trimmed and everything, so I don't scratch my baby. Right, I think I've kind of said everything about and the update is like 30 minutes long. My god, I don't know who is gonna watch. But yeah, that is about my second trimester. Everything is good. At the end of my second trimester, that is once I crossed 5 months and I was in my 6th month, I started feeling baby's movement. So how does it start? Okay. Okay, it's both comfortable and uncomfortable. um, um, you have air pockets, right? So where, okay, let us say you have gas, and sometimes you feel like, it's popping. Or the most relatable one is when you fart, and you're farting uh, like a bubbled fart, and at the end of the anus you kind of like feel that. That is how it feels. It starts feeling when your baby starts moving. Most of the people don't even recognize that feeling because they think they just have gas or something. But I was too careful. I was like, I want to know how my baby is moving and stuff like that. So it starts off in the, like, in this area, because this is where the baby predominantly is. The uterus is right here, right, when the pregnancy starts, and then they scan here first, actually lower here first, and then slowly the baby starts moving here, and now it is here. So my stomach is like right here, so I get a lot of pain right under my rib cage, the stomach place, because the stomach is really small now, but my baby has already occupied the whole of my womb, so it's like everywhere right now. So at one point I can feel the baby kick here and here at the same time, so it's kind of huge. And I have captures of the movement as well. The first official movement I had captured it, I have it. But yeah, it starts off like that. One of my friends who's also pregnant describes it as a faint touch and butterflies inside stomach, but this is how I describe it. And one more is, when I have diarrhea, I feel like my stomach is churning or my intestine is churning. That is how the baby's movement felt for me. When I described this, the churning part, to my sister-in-law, she was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I was like, okay, maybe this is something only I feel, but if you have ever felt that, that's how the movement feels. Now the movement is never, I mean, it's not obvious to you. You don't feel it on the surface of your skin all the time. Initially, at least when you're in the 6th month, that is after 5 months, the 4 weeks that you have, the movement is more internal, which means you can feel the baby kick your organs more than the skin, because it's really small. It's a lot of space and it is just floating in the amniotic fluid, so it has more access to the reaching the organs. So it reaches organs and you'd be like, what just happened? So that's like, oh, okay, whatever, you touched my liver or pancreas or something. So that is the moment I feel. And I absolutely love my baby's movement. Now that I'm officially in the 3rd trimester, it's brilliant. I love it even more because I can just interact with my baby, say something like, oh, you kid, oh, you're not doing that, oh, you're awake finally, how are you doing, and everything like that. And I can feel the movement on my skin. I have captures of it. Shank finally felt it, that too on Balram's birthday. uh, it's a very beautiful moment. And yeah, I can feel it. But the worst part of the movement is that when the baby kicks my navel from inside, like the navel part, which is I don't feel anything here, like it is fine, but I feel so disgusted when it kicks this part. Like I absolutely hate it when the baby kicks there. So I'm very squealy and disgusted. Like I'm like, oh, move, just go somewhere else. And I try to like poke here and there to solicit reactions from those areas rather than on the navel. But that's my feeling. Like I don't like when the baby kicks me in my navel part, but everywhere else is just fine. And a little bit of peak, since I'm anyway recording in the 3rd trimester. This is how big I am, and like you can lift my stomach, like my part, but not so much. Like I have seen reels where husbands come and lift the pregnant woman's belly and hold for some time. That's possible now. Like I can do this, but I don't let Shank do that. I've never even expressed it to him yet that I can do it, because I feel like it's too dangerous at this point to even do that. And yeah, baby's movement is more and I'm getting more emotional now. I start crying if Shang doesn't give me what I want to eat, which is always junk, which he doesn't give me, and I start crying for that. I'm very emotional right now. The third trimester. Welcome to third trimester, where you're super emotional, you start crying for everything. You get irritated by everybody. I'm super irritated by my colleagues all the freaking time. You know, like, ugh. But I can't express it because I need to be professional. So I'm like, okay, I'll deal with your bullshit for now, kind of thing. But yeah, otherwise everything is fine. So there's so much more to record in third trimester. It's just starting, and I am 3 weeks into not even 3 weeks actually, around 25, 26. Yeah, correct, 3 weeks into my third trimester as of now. So another week and a half or something, and I'll be 7 months pregnant. 7 months. Phew. I cannot wait for this quarter to just pass, because my pregnancy is very quarter based. August, September, October, sorry, July, August, September, and then October, November will be the time when I probably will be giving birth. There's a probability. It is the timeline given. So let's see. So sorry it is so long, but anyway, I don't care if anybody doesn't watch. Big deal. This is anyway for me. So that is my second trimester. Like I said, second trimester is a bliss. You're gonna be normal. Oftentimes you actually forget that you're pregnant, and you basically just be very normal. Like, you bend too much, and Shank had to remind me, like, dude, you're pregnant, don't bend so much. I'm like, oh yeah, sorry about that. Oh, and there was one incident that happened, that I usually sleep on the wall side of the bed, always prefer that, and I insisted on sleeping there and on pregnancy pillow. And one day when I woke up in the morning and I was the first one to get up, I basically slipped and fell, like, face forward onto the bed. But since Shank was on the other side of the bed, his reflex is so good, he immediately caught me. Like, he didn't catch my stomach, not my boobs, he caught my shoulder. Like, he just stopped me like this. If he had not, it would have been catastrophic, because I would have for sure hurt my head, because I had no way of breaking the fall. So I would have hit my head for sure, and then definitely my stomach, maybe on his knees or on the edge of the bed for sure. That was so scary. I immediately said, I'm not gonna sleep on the wall side anymore, so I sleep on the aisle side now. It was quite uncomfortable for me because I've never done that before, but it's easier for me to get up and pee and come back. Before, I used to jump over Shank, or like hover over Shank and Buddhu, and then, so that was another 1 minute that I had to do. But now I don't, and every time I get up, if Shank knows, he just helps me up, which is very important. And how you get up from the bed, you cannot get up face forward. You cannot get up like this. You have to get up from your side, otherwise there's something called pregnancy hysterosis or something that you can develop, and you put a lot of pressure on your core area. Like, when you're doing squats, you put a lot of pressure. Similarly, if you get up straight up from the bed, you're gonna put a lot of pressure on your stomach area. So always get up to the side. And you anyway cannot sleep upright. Like, I still sleep upright, like, for a minute or two, but always to the side, either left or right. It is recommended to sleep to the left, because when you sleep to the left, your kidneys and liver, they don't get the pressure, like, it's relieved, and the baby's anyway in the amniotic fluid, so it's fine. But if you sleep to the right, there's pressure on liver and kidneys. So funny thing, before my gynecologist advised me to sleep on my left, I was sleeping very comfortably on my left. The minute she said, no, don't sleep to your left, try sleeping on the right, I want to sleep on my right all the time. I mean, don't sleep to the right, but sleep to the left. I want to do the ulta. So I sleep to my right. I fall like, when I know that I'm falling asleep now, then I shift to my left automatically. So my body is doing good. Oh my god, my updates are going longer and longer. So that is about my second trimester. I wanted to capture my emotions really well, so I put it off for 3 weeks, and I was like, do it, Maitri. Finally, just go ahead and do it. So, anyway, this is my mood. I'm really happy. Everything is good. The scan part was definitely scary, but everything else is brilliant. But yeah, keep up the exercise, which I'm not doing, so I'm a hypocrite when I say this, but you need to walk a lot, you need to climb stairs up and down, and then you need to do some stretching exercises like some yoga, and there are a lot of poses that will help you with the normal pregnancy. And you have to start early, like in 5 months you need to start. Even early you can like walk and stuff, but how much ever you're able to. I'm a hypocrite, I've not done it yet. I just walk a little bit. But anyway, I need to, it's high time, because I'm already in my third trimester and I need normal delivery. I don't want to go for C-section, so I need to, buckle up and do a lot of exercise. So anyway, that's my update. I finally